Thank you. So I wanted to talk to you a bit today about my experience on the founding team of Curated Rewards and about all the great ideas that exist in health and in the tech space, and how any one of those great ideas can fall flat on its face if you don't have the right execution. One of the speakers earlier gave you a whole list of tips. I'm going to go through only a few, the few that I thought really resonated and helped us on our journey. But really what I want to underscore is there are a million great ideas out there, the Uber of this, the Netflix of that, but it all comes down to the execution, how it gets done. We all know as innovators, you have to do absolutely everything right and then get lucky, and so it's really about the execution. So a little bit about Curated Rewards. For those of you who may not have heard of us, Curated Rewards is a health app that rewards you with loyalty points for healthy behavior. So we partnered with major loyalty programs in Canada. You might have heard of programs like Scene, Aeroplan, PetroPoints. And you actually earn these points when you walk more, when you learn about your health. And what we wanted to do was really reinvent sustainable behavior change on a mass scale. So these points are a really cost-effective way to drive people to do the things that they would otherwise not be so inclined to do, to get up off the couch, to take a few extra steps, and with the ultimate goal of driving down the healthcare cost in Canada. The more active we can get people, the more people we can get getting flu shots, the less of the burden to the healthcare system, ultimately. So as I mentioned, we achieve this by harnessing three powerful forces. One is our mobile phones. We all know that we are addicted to our phones. I think I saw a stat recently that you touch your phone on average 150 times per day. That's probably a low estimate. And then we combine that with the power of loyalty points. So we Canadians are addicted to loyalty points. We are actually the most points addicted nation in the world, averaging about 4 programs a person. 90% of people have loyalty programs, or collect loyalty points. Sorry, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to go faster. And we also layer on that behavioral science using the way that people think and develop habits and wrapping the loyalty points and the mobile phone around those behavioral science concepts to drive behavior change. As I mentioned, the way that it works, you enter your loyalty card, you earn points for walking more. For those of you that don't have this app, you should download it right now. I won't be upset if you get your phones out. And what we're doing is getting Canadians to be healthier through the power of loyalty and free stuff. People like free stuff. So far, it's been going quite well. We've launched in 3 provinces, so we're active in Ontario, BC, and Newfoundland. We have just over 750,000 registered users. We're averaging about 1,200 new downloads a day. I'm really excited to cross the 1 million download yet. We're almost there. But the really encouraging thing is through the app that we've developed and the engagement that we have, we see users continuing to engage for a sustained period of time, which is really, as we know in the healthcare space, the secret sauce. So 65% of our users are still engaging over 2 years monthly, and 50% of those are engaging daily. So we actually had a day for the first time last month that we hit 300,000 users in one day, which was pretty crazy, and our devs were freaking out, but it was awesome. So I just want to share the few lessons that we learned along the way. 1 is build the right team, and 2 is innovation is messy and scary. So we really spent time in the early days developing the right relationships, and we didn't go ahead without those relationships in place. So we knew that without the right loyalty programs, we would not have the engagement that we see now. We also knew that we needed the right partners, and it was really hard in the early days to get Canadian Diabetes Association, Heart and Stroke Foundation to take a chance on an unknown startup and lend their brand to us. But it was really important for us to know that we needed that credibility. And I truly believe that if you want to go fast, you could go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So if you invest in those relationships and you make the right ones and you use them the right way, then you will really get a lot farther than you would on your own. And the second one is just start and start small. So I remember when we were about to launch, I was freaking out. I said we had a million different things that we weren't ready to launch. And one of the folks that was working with me said, if you're not terrified to press that button and launch, you've waited too long. So I think the key with innovation, and particularly in health, because we all know we're perfectionists and we all know that we want that rigor, is just start. And start small, start simple, don't overthink it, don't think you need to solve every problem. Go out there and start solving real problems instead of theoretical ones. Next is fix only what's broken. Don't fix the things that you think you need to fix. Only measure and find the things that are truly broken and fix those. Leave all the rest until someday that you'll never get to. And the next one is perfectionist for later. Keep innovating. I have sections of our app that I absolutely hate because I thought that I would have time to go back and fix them, and they never ended up being a problem. They make me cringe every time I see them. But if I went back and fixed all those little pieces, we would never be where we're at today. So really focus on the things that matter, get going, and keep innovating. Thank you.